The Haunted Lighthouse, uncovering the chilling secrets. In the small coastal town of Seabrook, the lighthouse on Black Rock Point stood tall and imposing, its beam cutting through the dense fog that often rolled in from the sea. The locals whispered tales of hauntings and ghostly apparitions, warning strangers to steer clear of the old structure. Yet, for Clara Evans, a historian with a passion for unraveling mysteries, the Haunted Lighthouse was an irresistible challenge. Clara arrived in Seabrook on a windy autumn afternoon. The town's weathered buildings and cobblestone streets held a certain charm, but her focus was solely on the lighthouse. She rented a small cottage nearby and began her investigation by speaking to the townspeople, gathering every piece of lore and legend about the lighthouse. Despite numerous warnings, Clara decided to spend her first night at the lighthouse. Armed with a lantern, a notebook, and a determination to uncover the truth, she climbed the winding staircase to the top. The interior was as eerie as she had expected, dusty, damp, and filled with the creaking sounds of an old building settling. As the night deepened, Clara began to feel a presence, an unsettling coldness that seemed to follow her every move. At midnight, she heard the faint sound of a woman crying, echoing through the empty lighthouse. Startled but undeterred, Clara followed the sound down to the basement, where she discovered a hidden room behind a decaying wooden panel. Inside, she found a dusty chest filled with old letters and journals. One particular diary, bound in faded red leather, caught her attention. It belonged to Eleanor, the lighthouse keeper's wife from over a century ago. Clara spent the next day poring over Eleanor's diary. The entries painted a picture of a woman who had loved the sea but had been trapped in a life of isolation and sorrow. Eleanor wrote about her husband, Thomas, who was often away on long voyages, leaving her alone to tend the lighthouse. The final entries took a darker turn. Eleanor described hearing voices calling her name, shadows moving in the corners of her vision, and an overwhelming sense of dread that kept her awake at night. Her last entry was a chilling farewell, filled with despair and regret. If anyone finds this, know that I am sorry. The sea calls to me, and I cannot resist its pull any longer. May my soul find peace where it did not in life. Clara felt a pang of sympathy for Eleanor, understanding that her loneliness and isolation had driven her to a tragic end. Determined to honor Eleanor's memory, Clara vowed to uncover the full story and put the restless spirit to rest. Clara's research led her to discover that Eleanor's husband, Thomas, had perished in a shipwreck shortly after her disappearance. The townspeople believed that Eleanor, in her grief, had thrown herself into the sea, her spirit forever tied to the lighthouse. As Clara delved deeper, she found records of other strange occurrences at the lighthouse: disappearances, sightings of a ghostly woman, and even a few deaths. Each event seemed to tie back to Eleanor's tragic story, suggesting that her spirit was indeed haunting the lighthouse, searching for her lost love and peace. One stormy evening, Clara decided to hold a seance, hoping to communicate with Eleanor's spirit. She gathered a few sympathetic townspeople, and together they formed a circle in the lighthouse's main chamber. As the wind howled outside and the waves crashed against the rocks, Clara called out to Eleanor, asking her to come forth and share her pain. The temperature in the room dropped suddenly, and a soft, mournful wail filled the air. The figure of a woman, translucent and ethereal, appeared before them. Her eyes were filled with sadness, and her presence brought a sense of deep sorrow. "Eleanor," Clara whispered, "we are here to help you find peace. Tell us what you need." Eleanor's ghostly form seemed to waver as she spoke in a voice that echoed with anguish. "I am lost. I cannot find Thomas. I am bound to this place by my sorrow." Clara felt tears welling up in her eyes. "Eleanor, Thomas is gone, but you don't have to be alone anymore. We can help you find the peace you deserve." Eleanor's form began to shimmer, her sadness slowly transforming into a calm acceptance. "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you for remembering me." With those final words, Eleanor's spirit began to fade, the coldness lifting from the room. The townspeople, moved by the experience, pledged to keep Eleanor's story alive, ensuring she would never be forgotten. Clara stayed in Seabrook for a few more weeks, documenting Eleanor's story and sharing it with historians and locals alike. The lighthouse, once a place of fear and superstition, became a symbol of remembrance and respect for those who had come before. Clara's journey to uncover the truth behind the haunted lighthouse taught her, and those around her, a valuable lesson: the importance of remembering and honoring the past. By acknowledging Eleanor's pain and giving her story a voice, they were able to bring peace to a restless spirit. The haunted lighthouse of Seabrook became a beacon of hope and a reminder that even in the darkest places, understanding and compassion can bring light and peace. It stands as a testament to the power of empathy and the enduring human spirit, reminding us all that every story, no matter how tragic, deserves to be told. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing short story. See you in the next one.